again, thanks for coming out. We got another special, amazing guest with me today, Miss Shanice, serial entrepreneur, amazing person. And this is one of the beautiful things about, about what I do is that I get to meet and work with some amazing people. And I like to believe that it's easy to build a friendship when you bring money to the table.
Well, I think it was so crazy.
Who doesn't want to be friends with money?
I'm gonna back up. You remember we met literally at a party.
I do.
At a rooftop.
Top of the tower. Yep.
Was that like Mike Marvel's party?
I think that was T-Dot. It was
T-Dot's party.
And
right.
Lil Troy made the introduction.
So what happened, remember I believe that I learned that, you said, what do you do? And I said, I'm getting into healthcare. And you said, well, you don't know me? And I said, okay, okay. So I said, what do you do? And you told me about like the family friend that I know that you work with. Mm-hmm. And because I knew he was so successful in the healthcare space, I felt like you would be a good person to know. And at that time, I was credit rich and cash poor. So I had like an idea, I had a dream, I had a vision. But I just did not have the means to open up. And so I was in school to become an administrator at Penn State Abington, and I was studying to open up personal care homes for elderly because I took care of my grandmother. Mm-hmm. And long story short, Marcus has a network that is priceless. Like literally, he said, okay, I have a guy I'm going to introduce you to. I met with this guy one time, his name is Jabril, and I met with Jabril. He met with me for 15 minutes and it changed my life. So because Jabril was in the space that I was going into, and then even James, right? Mm-hmm. James was in the space. I happened to know him previously but didn't know about his company. And I feel like it's not just about with Marcus that you get funding and introduced to funding. You get introduced to people who are in his network, who are entrepreneurs and who share information. Like I feel as though I've had family friends, I've had people that I've known my whole life, they may know something and they won't tell me. And they may like kind of give me the runaround. But with Marcus, I feel like he really sat me down, and when he introduced me to Brill, I was going to do personal care and he told me to do IDD. So I switched gears and I did IDD, and it's the best decision I made for myself ever. And at that time, Marcus knows, like, can I tell the people the truth?
Yeah, like,
okay. Yeah, no, like, he used to have, like, hotel keys, him, Wallow. So I would get, like, all my male friends' hotel keys, right? Because at the time I was homeless, I did not have a car, I didn't have a job, I didn't have a man. I was sleeping on my grandmother's couch, and I would use their hotel keys. Remember what's that one, the Sonesta?
Sonesta?
Yeah. The A-Loft down 18th Street. And the AKA, that was my own key because I had stayed there before, but I just kept going back. So I would use their printers and their computers because I didn't have it, but I had a hunger and a desire because I said I refuse to live a regular life. So I had 120 days and the countdown began. And when I was like doing my process, I remember at one point the lady was like, I just don't think you're gonna qualify. And I remember you was just like, don't give up. And so I would literally like come to his house, and at that time I probably had 3 pairs of onesies that I kind of recycled that he never judged me about because I had packed 1 suitcase to come to Philly to open up this business. Marcus I didn't know him prior to our business arrangement, but Marcus was so kind, and it was as if at that moment God sent me an angel in the form of a financial advisor. I had no finances to advise, but I knew I was going to have money. I knew I was going to be wealthy. Like I knew it, like I know my name, like I know I'm going to inhale some air and breathe it out. Like I knew that, and I'm telling you, like you were a godsend. And since then, we have been like, he's like my brother, like literally. I feel like I'm adopted by your dad at this point. Like all his sisters and everything is like, and then me, okay? Everybody's from Liberia except for me. I'm from West Philly, but we all family. And so I am so appreciative of the genuine connections I made. I got funded. I had money to pay for payroll. Even to this day, I still have some of those lines of credit. I still have those credit cards. I probably even increased them at this point. And I'm just saying, if you have a dream And if you have good credit, if you have a vision for yourself, but you may not have the money, this is your guy. This is the guy, because he literally set me up for success. And that to me is priceless, you know? And so to this day, I've, you know, diversified my portfolio into like the trucking industry and things like that. But Marcus is always like, hey, you need to meet this person, come out on this day to this event, you know, like things that can benefit you. I just really thank you for what you have done for me in my life, and I'm just so grateful to who you have been. Even like I refer my friends. Some of them you take, some of them you don't, and I don't blame you for the ones that you don't. I just really am just so proud of, you know, you and where you're going and what you're doing. And I think that whoever, you know, you work with, whoever is blessed enough to work with you, is able to really experience a true man of God in a financial space.
Oh, that's beautiful, beautiful. Wow, Shanice, like you really like, I almost have like no other questions to ask.
Wow, there you go.
Like, you just like really hit all of it, like every situation. But no, I thank you as a person. Like, you were a client that made it, you made it easy to work with. Like, in regards of when I told you should do something, right, how you should do it, you did it exactly. And that's always been kind of like a quasi pet peeve of mine in regards of, because you get people sometimes that they want to tell you what they think you want to hear,
right,
instead of telling you the truth, and you've always been transparent and truthful, which makes it easier for me. Because at the end of the day, I'm your advocate to the banks, you know, right, to the people that, you know, and even when it comes to relationships, like I try to even make my connections with disclaimers. I'll tell you about a person's personality, how they are, what they like, to make it easier for success. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're here for. Absolutely. We want a successful transaction in every, you know, facet of the game. You know, whether it's an introduction, whether it's an actual, you know, exchange of goods and services or whatever have you, we want it to be successful.
Yes.
And a lot of times that comes with process.
Well, I'm success. You're looking at success. So
absolutely.
I'm successful.
I'm super.
And I'm not the only one. It's like a ton of us. I don't even have enough. I can just go Brill. I can go Bo. I can go Inez. I mean, do I need to keep going? Yes. Like it's not just like me and like a few other people that it's people you will never see, you will never know that this man has funded, sometimes just like going above and beyond. There's times this man will get on a flight for you. You know, he will stay up and do whatever he has to do all night. So I just love your dedication, and I'm just excited for what you're doing. And listen, if you have a chance to work with Marcus, if you are gifted enough to work with Marcus, if you want to know my secret sauce, because it is a secret, this is my secret. So welcome to the, what do we call it?
Capital Conversations.
Capital Conversations. I love it. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's not champagne. I'm not coming back if you don't have champagne.
And I do got a new champagne.
Okay.
I got a new champagne.
Don't do that again, please. Thank you.
I got you. But once again, Shanice, thank you very much for coming. I appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me. And thank you for everything that you have done for me, and for all people who look like me, and entrepreneurs who really are in a space of growth and personal development that don't know where to start. So thank you for what you do, and I'm looking forward to you scaling and going even bigger and harder.
Thank you.